Welcome back to the Red Dice Diaries. I'm John and this is Hannah.
Hi.
And all this month we're going to be looking at the various prompts for RPGaDay 2025. So let's get into it. Okay, so it's day 18 of RPGaDay 2025 and the prompt today is sign. So Hannah, what are you thinking when I say sign?
Well, it depends on what kind of sign do you mean. Because it's one of those words that has so many different meanings, it could be anything. It could be sign your name, sign in the road, star sign.
Yeah.
And they're all things that could be interesting in terms of RPG, like signing away on a contract with a demon.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you want to boil it down to like a very mundane thing as well, like you say, you've got like the sign at the side of a road.
Mm-hmm.
Or you see a sign on the road, you're adventurers, you go into a little village, or there's some strange symbols graffitied on it.
And if that sign on the road says Hobbs End...
Yeah, stay away. Well, yeah, maybe it's got some graffiti on it, like, like in Stephen King's It, when they go to Derry, there's like the Pennywise lives sort of thing, isn't there? So you could use, as a GM, you could use like graffiti and stuff like that, more signs to sort of hint at your plot.
And yet, there's a really cool bit in one of the Terry Pratchett books that I've just queued up on my Google so I can read it properly, where he says, "You ignore the writing on the walls at your peril. Sometimes it's the city's way of telling you, if not what was on its bubbling mind, then at least what was in its creaking heart."
Oh, that's quite cool. What book's that for? I don't recognise that. I'm assuming it's one I've not read.
From Thud. It's the one that's about the sort of civil war. There's a war between the dwarves and the trolls in their respective countries on the other side of the world, but it spills over into Ankh-Morpork.
It sounds vaguely familiar. I don't think that's one of the ones I've read, though.
You should.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, that's exactly right. And that very eloquently describes what we were just talking about, where you can use signs, whether it's graffitis, carvings, whatever, to hint at larger goings on and make your world feel sort of bigger.
Mm-hmm. A lot of that book is about, well, books and writing and things being carried through messages. There's the Dwarvish Mind sign in that book as well, but also a lot of the plot revolves around a story that has had a few lines removed from it and the effect that that has had on the culture.
Oh, yeah, I think I've heard of these books you're talking about. But no, that genuinely does sound very interesting. I love the sound of that. And as I've said numerous times before, I love anything in a role-playing game that makes it feel like the rest of the world exists outside of what the players are immediately doing now. And as you were saying, when you were talking about star signs and other things like that, again, that sort of hints at a larger world. Whether star signs are a real thing in your campaign world or not, it still makes the world bigger.
And having 2 or 3 different sets of star signs that are sort of overlapping in a few places but not all quite the same, again makes the world feel a whole lot bigger, but it's a lot of effort for a GM to put in. On the other hand, saying that there are 3 different sets of star signs and having your players pick which set they're in and which star sign they're in, you've only got to work out one for each player at most.
Yeah, and I mean, a recent example I can think of in terms of RPGs that I've been playing recently, and I'm aware, audience, I keep banging on about Wolfrut, but it's the games I'm running at the minute, so I apologise for that. But in one of the versions of that I'm running, I forget whether it's 2nd or 3rd edition, I think it's 3rd edition, you have what's called like a dooming, and it's like a coming of age ceremony for humans in the Empire, and it's based around like what star sign you're born under, and then as you have this sort of coming of age ceremony, a sort of priest pronounces, that makes like a cryptic pronunciation about your future, and that sort of takes a similar thing where, and the game does quite a cool thing where it's like, if you're, as a way of sort of taking the sting out if your character dies, if your character dies in a way that like fits in with this dooming, then like your next character gets like an XP bonus. So it's just a nice sort of flavoursome way of linking in with the star signs, but also saying, yeah, your character died, that were a bit shit, wasn't it? Well, never mind, it is something for your next character to like give them a little boost up, which I think is quite cool. And again, it just makes the the world seem a little bit larger, and, you know, there are these star signs and this whole astronomy sort of deal that exists. And it's just a nice way of expanding the world, I think. I tell you what, though, this would fit in great if the prompt for tomorrow was Destiny. So that's it from me and Hannah for this RPGaDay 2025 episode.
Bye.
Hopefully you'll join us in the next one. And until we see you again, take care, stay safe, and whenever you're playing, have fun.